Hi everyone, I am Shauna with McIntosh Marketing, and this is part one of my Google Analytics training series. So in this series, I'm going to show you how to use Google Analytics in a practical way, whether you are managing your own agency, whether you are working with clients, working with other agencies, maybe providing white label services, maybe trying to understand your own website analytics. This might be a tool that you have, you're not quite sure how to, but you want to be able to find out how people are interacting with your website and how to make strategies and create strategies from there. So the goal isn't just to install Google Analytics, but also to help you start to understand the data so that you can make better marketing decisions. So let's dive in. I do have this client's permission to use their data in this video training. So for the sake of this video training, just a little bit of background context. This client launched their website maybe just under 3 months ago. If even that, I need to get the exact launch date, but it has not been up, a full 90 days yet. The client has not elected to start PPC, LSA, or anything like that. So all of this is pure organic data. I believe that they have sent out a couple of email campaigns, but as of any other marketing, there isn't any. So just background preference on that. When you're looking at your data or a client's data, you always want to keep in mind what it is that they're actually doing. What might be generating traffic? If, excuse me, if they're not aware of what they're doing, this might be a good opportunity for you to ask them so you can kind of figure out where they're either lacking, where there might be a hole in their marketing strategy, and where you can provide some value. So for the sake of this video, we're going to first start up with how to gain access to it. So let's say that you were given access or given permission to gain access to a client's Google Analytics, and you need to direct them or yourself how to give yourself permission so that you can access it from your own login credentials. So what you'll want to do is you will direct the client to log in to the Gmail, the email address that's associated with their business Google Analytics account. A lot of times it's tricky when you go to Google Analytics, it'll log you in and out. So you'll just want to make sure that right over here, that icon does notate that they're logged into the correct email address. So if they're not logged into the correct email address, they won't be able to access the data, and they definitely won't be able to grant you any permissions. So what you're going to want to do is make sure that, first of all, that they're logged in. Once they're logged in, they can just go to google.com and type in Google Analytics. What will come, domain names, make sure you're clicking on one that's a valid link, that it's an actual domain link. Once you, with Google, once you click on it, it'll bring you to a sign-in page. Go ahead and sign in again. And again, it may log you out. You have to log back in, make sure that you're logged into the correct email address. Once you do, they should be able to see their account up here in the left-hand corner. Now, because of the sake of the privacy of our other accounts, I don't want to click on this because I don't want to show all the other accounts that we have here. But this is the area where you would click to be able to see their business's name, especially if they're managing more than one account. You should be able to toggle over and see and select the correct account. Once you're in the correct account, you'll just go down to this gear in the bottom left-hand corner that says admin. Once you click on admin, it'll bring up this page that you see here. From this page, there's a couple different places you can go. You can either go to the left navigation, or you can go here. And once you click on it, it will open up this field. In here, this is where you can add people to have access management to the account. So you can add users by email address. So you can do like so. You can choose to notify the person or not. I'm using a phony email. I wonder if it knows that. Let's see. Let me do a real email. Doesn't match a Google account. So this is where you would notify them by email. You would just put in the email address of the other Google account. From there, you want to choose which role that you want to provide them. Administrator is going to be other people that work within the business. It'll also be typically, I'm going to be honest, a lot of marketers don't ask for this access because they feel like because this says marketer, this is what you have to ask for. I've never asked for the marketer level. I've always asked for full control of the account. I don't want to be restricted on any of the data or any of the abilities to add metrics, add different tools, have access to different tools on the account. So I typically ask the client for administrator access. However, let's say that you've got some people that are just viewers. Maybe they are associates, or they are maybe part of the C-suite of the company. Maybe they are one of the stakeholders in the company and they just need to have access. It might be a nonprofit and you might be a board member. You can give people viewing access, and that way they can pull reports for you and get that type of data. After you add in that information and you select which role you want, you'll just click add. And you should see them populate in that list. Sorry. You should see them populate in that list, and they should get an email letting them know that they have had access requested. From there, you should be able to, let's say that you're all logged in. So from here, you'll just want to click that home icon and you can kind of see the home page of an overview of everything that's kind of happening with the account. If there's any warnings, if there's anything that they're saying that needs to be done, you'll probably see those types of notifications on home page. This is also where you can see if there's anybody that's been active on the website. You can see a quick snapshot of a month over month view. I always toggle over the previous month because if I'm in this month now, the month's not over, things may not have actually taken action yet. Key events should always be set up on the account. This is something that we will be setting up with this particular client. They're in negotiation of what they want their key events to be, so this hasn't been set up fully as of yet. This is also where you can quickly access giving other people access, any of the other admin features, the events, so on and so forth. This is going to be where you can see some of the page views by title. So in other words, which pages on the website are being viewed the most and what people are favoring. The green up arrow definitely means that more people, this percentage more, is coming to this particular website. The red down arrow indicates that that percentage less over the previous period, and it's going to typically do one period over the other. So if you're doing this month, it's going to compare this month to last month. If you're doing last month, it's going to compare last month to the previous month. It's also going to give you a breakdown by country and then a breakdown by how people are finding the website. So is it that they're finding the website through email marketing? Is it that they're finding it through paid? Are they finding it through organic? How are they finding the website? You want to look at this when you're trying to determine which one of the marketing efforts are working. Now, again, this client is doing 0 paid, but if they were, that paid would show up and we'd be able to see how that's comparing to organic. Right now, they've got, it looks like, some social media going on. They've definitely got some email marketing that seems to be performing pretty well, and they've got some direct traffic coming in as well. Okay. Now, let's say that you want to run a report and you want to see how this account is doing, but you need specific insights. There is an AI feature here on the upper right-hand corner that you can click, and you can kind of ask it some basic questions, and it'll pull some of the data for you in a snapshot. So under basic performance, how many users did I have last week? What are my top pages and screens by views? So you can click on any of these preset questions and it'll kind of tailor the report to answer said question and give you the answer here. So these are things that you can screenshot, you can add to PDFs, you can use Google's tool, which is Data Studio, to create these reports, drag and drop type of features. But this is a great way to provide some quick insight using AI tools. Under the reports toggle here on the left-hand side, this is where you can start to get really deep into the data. So What you're looking at here is the amount of active users, and there's going to be a time period associated. So if you want to look at a specific time period, like again, I like to look at the previous month. So I changed it to last month. We are in June currently. And so it's going to give me May's data. So the amount of active users in May, how many of those users were new, how much time they took to engage, and the events that were set on the website at the time, how many of those events actually happened. I can also see the top pages by views, active users, event counts, and the bounce rate. I'm also able to see things by session source, which we saw from the other page as well. You can see active users by city. And everything down this left-hand side kind of opens up into a whole nother set of features. If you have access to the client's Google Analytics, you should have access to the client's Google Search Console as well. If you have access to their Search Console, you should be able to access it also here. The Search Console will integrate with your Google Analytics account, and when you click on this, it will open up Search Console, and you'll be able to also review that data. So outside of this, this is just a quick overview, like I say, of how to grant yourself access to it. If you're not sure if you have it, like I say, you want to log in under your business email address, search Google Analytics, and if you aren't able to see that an account was added, you should be able to add a domain, follow all of the prompts. We will create another video of us adding one of our newer clients. Next time we get a new client, I'll record a video of us adding that Google Analytics to a website. But you basically add them by the domain, and you will add a code to the back end of the website so that it can connect and it can start crawling and pulling data out. And that would be how you would connect Google Analytics to your website initially. It's not going to pull historical data. It's going to start pulling data from that point. So from the day that you add it, it'll be about maybe a few hours delay, and it will start to pull and crawl data. So I hope this was super helpful. If you guys have any questions, please don't hesitate to leave them below. I would love for you to subscribe. I would love for you to check out our next video. On our next video, we are going to move into the how to kind of understand and navigate through the platform a little bit further. So if you subscribe, you'll get updates and all that good stuff. You know the spiel. And also, if you just click here, you'll be able to go to our website and find a little bit more information about Google Analytics and probably some other tips and tricks. Hope this helps. Take care.